All right, folks. Another round. Test phase 4, even though I didn't do 3, of Chef Whiz's protein cereal all-around nutritional bars coming at you. I will probably go through both phases of creating the dry mix, although this one's already created, so I will do the other phase of creating the actual protein bars with the oil, butters, and honeys, right? So, which I forgot. Grab that real quick. Don't need this one. Sorry, I thought I had it already. Got agave, honey. This will not be the caloric count either. I'm going to do my best to explain maybe not nutritional value as far as amounts of carbs, protein to fats we have, or calories in general. But I can give you guys general principles of how much is in each. So the only thing I don't have yet is the Simply Granola, because I threw away the bag, sorry. But I don't have the caloric content of the Simply Granola mix. So basic information, oats, honey, almonds, and oats, honey, almonds. Come on. Raisins, right? So oats, honey, almonds, and raisins all in this guy. It's a dried granola mix, right? It's a pre-mixed dry granola mix. Get it from BJ's. There is sugar in this. There's obviously carbs in this with the oats and the honey, and that's what our main focus to cut out of these bars is going to be over the next however long it takes. I kind of just want to get rid of the mix itself. I've got obviously about this much left. So we're just going to run through this and get rid of it. And in time, I will figure out what to exchange for the oats and actually the raisins as well as carbs. If anything, the step down is to keep things like oats or any sort of complex carb, right? So you have simple carbs, then complex carbs, everything in between. This is where the glycemic index comes into play. Anything with a high glycemic index, high glycemic number digests faster. If I'm not correct, I can't recall. This is just literally from a decade ago from being in college. But the higher the number, the faster it digests. So grapes digest it really fast. High number, really fast. And then your grains, your oats, your pastas, right? Those are a lot more complex, so they'll digest slower. You want the food to digest slower. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say it as if you're telling you what you want. Technically, I am going for no carbs. As far as the ketogenic diet goes, you wanted to go no carbs. You want to get your hormones into play. You want to get your adrenaline kicking in. That ketogenic diet is what's going to increase that the fastest. If you want to utilize your calories and you want to utilize proper sustainable energy, sustainable being the key concept, key word, that's where the complex carbs are going to come into play. Your simple sugars are meant to spike your insulin fast. Insulin is another hormone. It's released by the liver. It gets your body to, how am I going to put this? Insulin has its own reasoning in the body. I don't think it's as important when it comes to actually expending calories for energy. However, it is important when it comes to where your energy is being stored and how fast your sugar is being utilized by the body. Don't worry so much about insulin quite yet. What we want to worry about is how fast our body utilizes certain calories. Before the gym, you use simple sugars. after the gym, you replenish with complex sugars for a general idea. All right, so we're going to do, if you don't know the dry mix quite yet, maybe you'll have to fast forward or something to the start of the next one. I've got 2 of these, by the way, and we're going to do both. If you don't know the dry mix, just skip ahead, and I'm going to redo this whole dry mix here, but we're going to start off with, I believe we are starting with 2 of these. Yeah, we're going to do 2. So it's 10 ounces of dry mix, I think. I might be completely off. I should know this by now. This is test number 4, by the way, so it's kind of hard to remember. It's been a while. It's been maybe about 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks since I made it. I actually think I'm supposed to do, yeah, I'm just going to do all of this so I can show you guys how to make this again. But that is there is 10 ounces. Yeah, I actually think I'm about to make, I think I make 2 trays with 20 ounces. So it's about 10 ounces per tray. That's not 10 ounces overall. I still have to add honey, butters, and oils. That's 15 ounces, and then this should be, yeah, this will be 20 ounces, and then that's all I got left. So, yeah, we'll just do that. And then we already have our coconut oil liquefied. So I'm going to put in, I'm going to do 4 ounces, right? So it'll be a, yeah, that's nice. It'll be a 1 to 5, 1 to 5? Yeah, 1 to 5 ratio. 4 ounces of coconut oil to 20 ounces of dry mix. So we need to dabble that in there. Get our fork going or whatever utensil you got. By the way, I'm literally telling you how to make a multi-million-dollar product. So for those of you that are interested in making a business or know how to make a business and don't have a product yet, here's your product. It's pretty guaranteed. It's absolutely guaranteed. You can even go dark market and change out your regular coconut oil for a heightened illegal, not really illegal because it's becoming illegal now, another form of infused coconut oil. So that is just right. That is exactly about the consistency that I want. So like I said, that's just, wow, that worked really well. That's just about the consistency that I want. Then what I want to do, I don't want to do this, but I'm glad I washed my hands. That'll work. Do. Then we want to come in with our almond butter. So I'm thinking of either taking out complex, or I'm thinking about taking out at least all simple carbs. And this is going to be, I'm pretty sure I did, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Explain the mix, and then just overall general ideas of how to improve the mix. That is 2 tablespoons. Don't worry, I know. I know, that's all. Yeah, and I want to do 2 tablespoons of each. By the way, 4 ounces of coconut oil. Pretty sure 4 ounces of coconut oil is about 4 tablespoons, about 5 tablespoons. So 4 to 5 tablespoons. 1 tablespoon, 14 grams of fat, which makes 14, 28, 56, about 60 grams of, that's awesome, because once you hear that coconut oil is saturated fat, People go bonkers. But it's about 60 grams of saturated fat in the form of coconut oil, so it's all good. If you're not allergic, right, if you can digest it. We have 2 tablespoons of almond butter, and this is, as far as the ingredients, dry roasted almonds. Cane sugar is looking at 2 grams of cane sugar per 2 tablespoons. So we have 2 grams of extra sugar, and I'm not worried about that much. That is minuscule when it comes to one. Yeah, that's so minuscule. You're looking at less than a half a gram per bar, less than a quarter of a gram per bar from almond butter. I know it's obviously a lot more once you add in all the other sugar, but this is no sugar, essentially no sugar. Palm oil, which I'm not too much of a fan of. I want to find a more pure almond butter, but essentially it's okay. It's okay by me so far, and sea salt. So you're looking at 2 tablespoons at 16 grams of more fat. Carbs are 8, but 4 is fiber. And that's so funny the way they do this math. 4 fiber and 3 sugar. Somehow that adds up to 8. So the carbs are fine. Protein is 6. It's always good to have more protein. But the fat is what we're more or less interested in here. As long as the carbs are down, the ingredient itself is good. Protein is literally just the bonus. The protein itself, I'm not even worried about. All the protein involved, I'm fine. It's a fine bar. The dry mix itself, the powders. I know the powders itself isn't necessarily the best form of protein. But those have protein in it as well. I think my mushroom blend has protein in it. My green vibrance has protein in it. And the nuts themselves. So this is a big old, I put this in the dry mix, and this is just blended nuts. I'm looking at the nutritional facts as if it's a real nutrition. But pure nuts, blended nuts, all tree nuts are going to be extra protein. Now, obviously, this protein is just vegan protein or vegetable protein, quote unquote. Seeing as more or less it's just nuts, and I mean oats even have a smidge of protein. And seeds. Seeds are going to have some protein. Hemp seeds are gigantic on protein. There's not a whole lot, but all the protein adds up over time. So there's probably maybe per block here, you're probably looking at 5 to 10 grams of protein per block. Maybe, let's just say 5. So even then, 5, 10, 15, I eat 3 of these at a time, folks. They're that easy. I just had 5 just to finish off the bag that I had. And that's 25 grams of protein, which is a serving in your body. That's what you want to be digesting in a meal. It's about 25, 35 grams of protein. If you're exercising, you're gonna want more. If you're breaking down and trying to build that muscle, you obviously want more. But basics, you don't need a whole lot of. We don't need 2 grams per pound of muscle. Or I'm sorry, per pound of weight that you are. If you're 200 pounds, you do not need 400 grams of protein. I'm not joking. 1 gram per pound. All you really need. You can go up to a gram and a half, and unless you're on the Olympian stage, unless you're going for the gold medal, you don't have to go up to 2 grams per pound of body weight. It's just not necessary. It's just overkill. It's expensive. It's like it's not worth it by then. So anyway. Do this. Moving on, we're doing our 2 grams. That's definitely more than 2 grams. That's 2 grams, 2 tablespoons. That's gonna be 2.5. We'll just stay with that's a good 2 tablespoons. Just a little bit more. And this is our. Do I have to scoop it? This is our sunflower butter, aka sun butter. I did buy the one with chocolate. If you haven't heard me say this yet in other videos, I do have the one with the chocolate just for extra flavor. Reason why is because it is such a simple ingredient profile. So roasted sunflower seeds, added sugar. It just says sugar, so what kind of sugar, I don't know. But you're looking at 4 grams of added sugar per 2 tablespoons. We're looking at 8 grams of added sugar in the 4 tablespoons of butters that we just had. And that's not even, and it goes into 24 bars. So it's literally, it's so minuscule. I can't do the math in my head right now. 8 grams of sugar for 24 bars. You're looking at, it's not 3, guys. It's not 3 grams of sugar. It's like a third of a gram, which is 33. Yeah, it's a third of a gram, right? That's what it is. I think it's been so long. Ingredients: unsweetened chocolate. That's an ingredient that I'm a little iffy on because there's no such thing as chocolate. It's milk, sugar, and cocoa, right? And then you have cocoa powder, salt, and vanilla flavor as far as the ingredient list. So unsweetened chocolate's obviously going to have a little bit of sugar, as well as maybe some fat. Essentially, you've got 18 more grams of fat. These things are loaded with fat, folks. Loaded with fat. Good fat, though. Very good fat. Don't you even think about following. I swear. You're on my salad buckets, by the way. My salad bowls. As far as holding you guys up. All right, so we've got the coconut oil, you've got the butters, and now we're gonna do. I don't really need. Honestly, the only reason I put the sugar in there is for something sweet. In time, I'm gonna exchange the agave. Actually, that's not the only reason. I lied. The honey and agave is also really good to keep the consistency, the smoothness, the blend of the bar itself. It mixes better. I think it does. I have not tried it with just like a stevia or some sort of alternative for sugar. However, that is going to be two tablespoons. You're looking at, geez Louise, you're looking at 30 grams of sugar. And I know that's where it's going to get a little bit much. So 30 grams of agave. And then we're going to do, I love it, this is my little honey tin. This is old honey. But it's really good because this honey is crystallized, which makes it way more thick, and that's what we're going for. It's still good. I had this in the fridge for a while, so I'm not even sure. Yeah, this is really crystallized honey. We're going to do 2. Wow, that is really crystallized honey. This is the kind of honey that I want, is crystallized. See how crystallized that is? It doesn't move at all. And it's not just because it was in the fridge. It's because over time, your honey will actually develop crystals. Don't quote me on this. I actually have no idea. But I've noticed that some of the honeys that I buy will, in time, literally become crystallized. As you can see, that is not the gooey style honey that drips out of a can or drips out of a bottle. I'm sorry, that's my crappy tabletop. It's not a crappy tabletop. It's actually very good. I just didn't laminate it with a coating to keep it from warping. But the honey itself crystallizes, and it's a way different texture than the goo that'll just pour right out of a bottle at times. This is way better, at least for building the bars, because it's way thicker and it holds the bars together, I think. So 2 more tablespoons of that. We're just going to double it and go another 30 grams, which makes 60 grams of carbs in this mix. If I get this entire mix in here, we're going to upgrade the 60 to Let's say, I'm going to say 80. And then I might just say 100 just for the added carbs from everything else. Now that 100 grams of carbs, maybe 75 will be sugar. So that's pretty fast fast digesting carbs. And I've got 24. So 24, 48, 72. You're looking at 6 grams of sugar per bar, folks. To me, that's not that bad. Especially if you're only eating 1 bar. Now, I don't want to only eat 1 bar because it's still not enough in the form of the powder that I add to all the mixes. So for 3, 6, 12, 18, you're looking at 20 grams of sugar and about 25 grams of carbs per 3 bars. To me, that can't be right. 25. That can't be right. What did I say? 6, 12, 18. Is my math off? I think it is. 3, 6, 9, 12, 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. Yeah. 3 grams of sugar a bar. That's nothing, folks. Times 3 bars, less than 10 grams of sugar, so maybe 15 grams of carbs, 15 grams tops, 15, 30, 45, 60. You're looking at 12 grams of carbs per 3 bars. I thought it was way more than that. That can't be right, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. I mean, I just did it. Now, it'll be way more if this only fills up 1 tray. And I actually may, and I think it may only fill up 1 tray. So if it does only fill up 1 tray, you're looking at 6, 12, 18, maybe 20 grams of carbs per 3 bars. And that's getting on the borderline of too much. You want to stay under 10 grams of carbs per meal if you're in a ketogenic diet. I know everybody's going to say you want 0, but folks, if you're moving, if you're working, and if you're training, you burn off carbs instantly, folks. The point is to have limited, no carbs. I don't know how you do that. Vegetables are carbs. They're just fibrous carbs. So you're not utilizing fiber. I believe 3 calories of the 4 that is in 1 gram of fiber don't get utilized for energy. So 1 calorie per gram of fiber is actual energy. So, and don't quote me on this, by the way, I'm not a scientist. Thinking I might actually put in 1 more scoop of powder, which is the best part because it's awesome. I might utilize my other powders that I have not. Yeah, so check this out. I'm going to put in, I think I will, like a tablespoon of Camu. I bought Camu powder, which is a really tart flavored fruit. Yep, there it is. And it is carbs. I didn't know I opened this. Oh, I opened it because I wanted to smell it. I didn't actually use it yet. So there's 33 servings per container. I might just utilize it for the flavor aspect. I really wanted to know how this would taste in my bars. It's tangy if you don't know. Maybe like a mangosteen. with lemon. It's a very tart fruit. God, it smells so good. I love tartness, by the way. Now with chocolate, it may seem a little bit odd, but these things are so flavorful. It's not like you're actually tasting chocolate. So I'm going to do just, what is it, a teaspoon? 1 teaspoon. We're talking a tad bit. I kind of want to measure it out, but I don't have a teaspoon. And I'm just going to eyeball a teaspoon. I might add 3 teaspoons just to make it an even 30 servings left. Yeah, why not? Let's do 3 teaspoons. Three teaspoons is like a tablespoon. I think it's exactly a tablespoon, is it not? Almost. All right, we're gonna stick right there. So that's just about. Yeah. That's just about a tablespoon. About 3 teaspoons. I just wanted to keep the numbers accurate. I'm really, let's just say OCD for definition's sake. Now there's 30 servings left, 30 teaspoons left in that guy. And that is a beautiful consistency. It's really, really nice. If you can tell. Now, when that freezes, they'll become rock hard, folks. It's an amazing consistency. I wish I could tell you the temperature that I freeze them at. My personal freezer, my mini fridge, is actually colder than the main fridge that we have in the kitchen. It's actually too cold, so if I try and bite into it, it's just too hard. I have to have them wait. I have to wait like 2 minutes. There is a window of eating them properly. And now we're just gonna. Oh my. Oh my. Oh. Oh my God. Yeah. I rock, folks. All right. I don't even know what I was saying. I forgot. So yeah, I keep. Yeah, that's what it was. I keep these bars. I'll freeze them in the main fridge and then put them in my fridge. But holy cow, that's an amazing mix. So I'm just gonna. And I might do, of course I'm going to because I still have dates left. But I still have to, and I'm not sure if I like adding the dates. The flavor of adding the dates is really good. I won't argue there. But obviously it doesn't help when trying to cut out the carbs. So, wow, look at that consistency. They're just so amazing. It's so amazing. I'm going to go ahead and pause you guys, and then I'm just going to do this little whoop editing that I can't do because, yeah, I'll be back. Wait. And no Bazinga quite yet, but we're going to go ahead and move on to making the dry mix real quick. Although, it's good because I still got one more left. So what you just saw was 1 tray's worth. So you're basically, when it comes to the sugar, you're looking at about 5 to 6 grams. Now this is a rough estimate. I'm actually going to do my best to write everything down in this entire video, which is probably going to run well over an hour. But essentially, you're looking at about 5 grams of sugar per bar, which we want to start eliminating. But once the agave and honey get replaced, no doubt in my mind, these things are going to be darn near single digits per bar. You're talking maybe 2 grams of sugar per bar. Eating up to 3 to 6 bars, all you need is under 10 grams of sugar, like I said. So, dry mix. For the win. We're going to start off. 2. This is the only thing I don't have the caloric intake on. We're going to do, actually we're only doing 1, right? I think we're only doing 1 here. Yeah, we're going to do 1 scoop, which is 5 ounces. Here, let's do that. 5 ounces, in we go. Yeah, we're only going to do 5 ounces. Because we want to limit the carbs. Raisins, almonds, honey, and oats. This guy, if we're doing 5 ounces, this is the problem. I actually could use 5 ounces, by the way. Mixed nuts, cashews, almonds, cashews, almonds, walnuts, and pecans maybe sometimes. There's about 3 or 4 different nut blends in here. Variety. That's what we want. So, I'm going to try and do this all at once. I'll write it down later. Never mind. I'll come at you guys later on. I'll pause this later on and get the nutritional facts for you. We're going to do 5 ounces of each solid. So then we're going to do 5 ounces of hemp seeds. That's yeah, I'm going to have to do a lot of math. By the way, I just found out 2 tablespoons per 1 ounce. So when I measured the coconut oil, it was actually double, since I used 4 ounces, which is 8 tablespoons, which makes my coconut oil coming in at over 100. You're going to 110 grams of fat purely in coconut oil. That's a lot, folks. But hey, that's good. That's what you want. Good fat. You're looking at 5 ounces there. Sorry. And 5 ounces chia seed. I do not do flaxseed because of the style of fat, since it is a flaxseed is a omega-6 fat, and since omega-6 kind of runs rampant in most other oils, you kind of want to keep the omega-6s to omega-3 ratio relatively chill. So we're going to do 5 more ounces of chia seeds. Here we are. Sorry, I've got to actually make these. These are down. And as far as chia goes, that isn't right. Sorry, at least the lids are the same size. That's for darn sure. That's pretty cool. Hemp seeds is 10 grams of protein per maybe 2 tablespoons. I'll get the math. I'm going to have to pause this and then ask Google and whatnot as far as the exact numbers, because I want to give you guys exact numbers. Now that this is our dry mix, it's not complete yet. Essentially, you guys are about to see. I mean, it's very, very grainy, right? It's all grains, folks. Not grains officially, but it's all very grainy. It's very dense food. We're not just whipping up random. You can make anything. You can get anything out of everything from the grocery store. We don't want to use crap ingredients, which is what most bars are using. They're going to use other granolas, and they're going to use random. They're just going to use crap. It's just trust me. So then we're going to use 5 ounces of each blend of powder that we have. They're a little bit different, but the basics are still there. If you don't, here, golly, just to tell you guys, the blends are a mixture. So you're getting all of these in at least both blends. So these are a combination. I also have 1 jug of Green Vibrance and 1 jug of Maximum Vibrance in each of these. Now I think I said that wrong. One of them has Green Vibrance, one of them has Maximum Vibrance. The difference is very minuscule. Green Vibrance has double the micronutrients. Maximum Vibrance focuses on the protein. And I don't even think the carbs are much on there, but the protein is actually a good amount. This isn't even going to be all of them, because I also adding Master Blend, Mushroom Mix, plus plant protein. We're also adding the adaptogen powder by Amazing Grass, which is rhodiola, ashwagandha, tulsi, and chaga, which is mushrooms and herbs and roots. I'm gonna hold off on that. I think those are the only ones. There's also a jug of spirulina within both of these. Jug of spirulina. You guys won't know the amount, so it doesn't matter. We're going with maca roots. We're going with... That was just about the most crappiest break. That was just a, I don't know, I didn't even look at it. Some sort of alert. I hate phones, guys. I hate them. Phone calls will interrupt my videos. Alerts will interrupt my videos. Forget all that crap. This is the most important stuff. And I can't believe that stuff just interrupts me like that. Anyway, Golden Milk Super Blend, which is essentially, we're looking at turmeric. Does it have it on these? Yeah, turmeric, maca, goji berry, cinnamon, ginger, boswellia, cardamom, black pepper. Just a little mix. Super Blend, which is essentially an Ayurvedic. Cocoa goji acai, grass and shrooms powder, which is essentially, I mean, you can get the idea. Wheatgrass to shrooms, shroom mix. We have a lot of mushrooms in these guys now. Super greens powder, wheatgrass, kale, moringa, spirulina. More maca powder, acai powder for that flavor. It's amazing. And obviously antioxidants. More antioxidants with goji, pomegranate, pineapple, lemon, camu, Jerusalem artichoke, acerola, cherry, and mushroom powder. Guys, it's stacked. Collagen support, alma, schizandra, maca berry, acerola, sesbania, hibiscus, camu, alma, adaptogen powders, brain support, matcha, bacopa, wheatgrass, lion's mane, adaptogens, which I've already said, and camu powder. Guys, stacked on powders. It's that simple. And I know it sounds intense, but essentially I'm addicted, folks. That's all I have to say. This is what the protein bar companies won't do. They're not going to put this sort of stuff in their powder or in their protein bars, even though this is the main focus. The main focus is your micronutrients. Who cares about protein, folks? That's not the main focus here. The protein's a bonus, right? Sugar, if you're on a keto diet, F it. It's just flavor at that point. And fats are your long-term good energy, which is in abundance, obviously. So the main component here is fat and micronutrients. Fat being for the macronutrient and micronutrients being a plethora of ingredients for sustainable everything support. Everything from immunity to immunity and antioxidants. From antioxidants to your brain support, to your to your skeletal support, to your digestive support, Ayurvedics, antioxidants. You just want it all in there. Anyway, going on. So both of these have a little bit of a different setup, not completely different, but it's different. And I'm doing I'm doing 5 ounces of each blend, which makes for 10 ounces of powders. And if I have 10 ounces of each powder, which is 1 ounce, 10 ounces of each powder is, I might actually do this. Here's what I'll do, just to make it. So this is the scoop that they put in the matter of fact, yeah, this is an amount too. So here's what I'm going to do. 1 scoop is approximately, can't even tell. There it is. 1 scoop, let's do 2 because it's not even an ounce yet. Which is awesome because I want, the math is off of the scoop. 2 scoops of this is 1 serving of, actually 1 scoop of this. Wow. It's so littered with stuff here. So 2 scoops is just over 2 ounces, which means, I'm sorry, 1 ounce. Yeah, 2 scoops to 1 ounce, which means I have 20 scoops. Holy crap, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Wow. 20 scoops. That is intense. I gotta mix this better. This is not properly mixed right. It's a little bit. Oh my, you're not blended at all. I want at least 2 scoops in a serving of like actually edible serving, and I'm getting 2, 4, 6 scoops when I eat 3 bars, right? Just under, maybe 5 scoops. Holy crap! No wonder I feel like complete. No wonder I feel like a fucking lion. Oh my, I am a boss. So this is an extremely expensive, thing here. Wow, I did not know that, but that's good. Although that blows me away, seeing as I ingest that much. I didn't know I was ingesting 5 scoops of powders per every 3 bars that I eat. Where's my other one? But that's good. That's really, really good. Because that just makes me a monster. I'm a monster. I'm going to mix this one around just a lot more. It'd be really funny if it opened up, right? I'll do that later. Anyway, so let's get our lid here. So that is it, actually. That is that's the dry mix. I might just go ahead and pause you right there. What else can I say about it? As far as the macronutrients go, macro, that means the dense actual caloric intake for the powders go, I would say per 1 scoop, I would say no more than 5 grams of any sort of combination. It could be probably less sugar. I would honestly say no fat in the powders. I don't think there's any fat in the powders. If anything, it's protein. It really is. So maybe like 4 to 1, like a 4 grams of protein to 4 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar, 1 gram of carb in 1 scoop. And that's what I might stick with as far as the nutritional facts when I give you guys the amount. And there you have it. Nice little dry mix. All right, I am going to pause you, do a little whoop, and bring back the hard bars because they are already hard. They get hard in about 10 minutes, I just realized. Bye. And voila, just like that, they are done. They are so done. So, pop one out, give you guys an example. That was literally 10 minutes, by the way. And just like that, you've got a bar that is hard as a rock. I'll even give you guys a nice little... I've already had 5 of these, to be quite honest. But, hey, it's a different flavor. Let's see. Yeah. I can't really taste the camu. That's what I'm looking for. I added that tanginess. Maybe a zap different. But yeah. All good. Absolutely amazing. I mean, yes, they're rich. I gotta be honest, they're extremely rich. You're not gonna... My dad told me, I gave my dad a good half a dozen bars. And, you can barely eat one. They're so dense in nutrition, folks. It's that simple. So yeah, I'm gonna keep on making these. Make up another batch. Get these in my freezer. Shoot you guys some nutritional content afterwards, and we'll go on from there. We'll be back soon. Bye. Guess who's got nutritional fact information? Woo! Don't be so psyched up it's not as good as you think. Okay, folks. Drum roll, please. I gotta get in proper framing for this because this is good. Okay, this is very close. This is probably within 90% accuracy of... I didn't divide. Ooh, I didn't divide by 12 for each. Shoot. I'm sorry. The fat is easy to divide. I might be doing this off the top of my head real quick. So, let me go ahead and... Hold on. Let me just do this real quick. Hang on. All right, back to action. We're good. Nutritional facts of the protein bars are as follows. There is nothing else but to say it, man. Starting off with our highest, we're going with fat content coming in at 1 bar each per cereal bar. We have 30 grams of fat. I was going to say what it would be between poly versus mono versus saturated, but I can't quite say because the coconut oil is the most dense and it's purely saturated fat. I don't even consider coconut oil saturated fat, seeing as our label on saturation, our definition of saturated fat isn't as accurate when it comes to that of coconut oil. Coconut oil is its own fat. It's its own form of fat. It is both solid and liquid. So that's its own thing. But other than that, there's no trans fat. There's 0 trans fat in any of this. And most of the fat comes from nuts and seeds. So nuts and seeds, right? There's nuts, seeds, and coconut oil. That's it, folks. That is it as far as fat. 30 grams of fat per 1 bar. Carbohydrates per 1 bar. This is where we've got to do a little bit of fixing. I have 21.5 grams of carbs. Now, if I'm eating 3 bars, which I usually do, that's 60 grams of carbs. It's just not what I'm going for. I want to keep my daily carbs at maybe... Honestly, my first goal is less than 50. then I would think about less than 30, is a good average. Then then throughout the day, less than 20 grams of carbs is honestly, that's the goal as far as what I want to be. I don't want to be anything less than 20. I'm kind of thinking like sugar, but I think sugar, as far as daily sugar goes, I want like 10 to 15 grams of sugar a day maximum. That's my goal. 21 and a half grams of carbs. So per bar, that's per bar, 21 and a half grams of carbs per bar, 9 3/4. So roughly 10 grams of that is sugar, right? So in 3 bars, you're looking at 30 grams of sugar. 10 grams of carbs per bar. 10 grams of sugar per bar, and about 6 1/4 grams of fiber per bar, which isn't bad at all. Good amount of fiber throughout the day. By the book, it says 25 grams of fiber. A healthy ketogenic diet will have 50 to 100 grams of carbs. At least. If you're eating the size of salads that I eat, it's 100 plus. It's 100 plus grams of fiber. And yes, your shit comes out like liquid, folks. Basically, almost diarrhea. It's that simple. But it's a very good diuretic. I mean, I don't know if it's actually good. I eat a lot. So you're on the salad bowl right now. But this right here is this is a small. This is very small, by the way. I'm used to eating way bigger ones. I'm only doing this size because that's how much I wrap it in now. The wraps I eat now are green wraps. What sucks is that they're slimy, and it's probably because of the cucumbers. The cucumbers I get from the market, and they're a few days old. They're already cut, and they're a few days old, so they get slimy. It's not the greatest, but it's a vegetable, guys. Get over it. Anyway, and protein content per bar coming in at 13 3/4, so just under 14 grams of protein per bar. Guys, winner chicken dinner. I win. All except for the carbs. Carbs we gotta eliminate. Simply granola. Where is it? Simply granola, honey, and agave, which are easy changes. That's our sugar. And with it switched out, we're going to be down to 2 to 4 grams of carbs per bar. And that's not sugar, that's just carbs. So yeah, I win. Winner. Time to mix this shit up. Go steal a recipe, make $1 million, and send me the rights. We'll see you guys soon. Cook expressively, folks.